I thought you were going to say, motherfucker. You motherfucker. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Listcast.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well.
We got a fun show today. We have more guests than normal.
We do. Mm-hmm. We do. Well, we did some juggling on the way in here. We were trying to figure out what was going to happen. And then we didn't have to throw you under the bus.
Well, that's all right. I'll throw myself under the bus.
No, it's
Get out from under the bus.
Buscast.
So we're doing, we have 4 guests today. Well, 4 if you count me. 3 guests plus me. So let's introduce our guests. We have a new guest, Jenn Muro.
Hi.
Yay. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
I am a TV writer. I just finished Star Wars Forces of Destiny.
Nice.
For Lucasfilm, which has been great.
It's been fantastic. How many episodes are up?
8, and then there are 8 more coming, so it'll be 16 total.
Oh, nice.
And that'll be on Disney Channel, probably YouTube as well, Disney's YouTube. And
I've watched them on YouTube.
Okay. There'll be half-hour specials with Lupita Nyong'o as a wraparound as Maz Kanata. So she's not in the shorts. Okay. And she'll be in the actual specials, and that'll be 2 of those. And I did Justice League Action that should be coming out any day now. And Marvel Spider-Man coming out any
So you got a niche.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of action. Superhero, nerdy.
My theme for this, like my side quest on this, is if I can get her to break an NDA.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Just get some sort of like accidental reveal that like comic book resources or something is gonna like
pick up, and I'm just gonna be fired everywhere.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna be persona non grata.
But we'll have a scoop.
You'll have a scoop, and I will be poor.
Yeah, we'll get a bump in variety, and we'll ruin your life for it.
That's usually the way my life goes in general. So it's just variety will be involved this time.
Have you seen Forces of Destiny? Has any of you seen it?
I have not, but I was so like people say like from the outside, like Disney Channel, and like it doesn't sound like anything is going to be of interest. But I just recently discovered Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah,
Gravity Falls is superb.
Yeah, it's one of their very good shows.
Yeah,
I think it's done. I think it's. But they have tons of episodes.
They found out Danger liked it, and then they're like, "We're done.
Yeah.
We're
but you got plenty to watch.
Makes sense.
Yes, they wrapped it all up.
You got plenty.
So yeah, if there's another show that is similar in tone and quality,
I don't know if it's Forces of Destiny.
Forces of Destiny is
nuts.
just a Star Wars cartoon.
They're they're shorts. Basically, they're like unseen moments through time, like Return of the Jedi and Empire and Force Awakens, and like it's all the trilogy, and like it's everything.
They made toys of them.
And they make toys, yeah. And so it's like those kind of little moments. So we had like a moment in like Jedi when we found out how Leia got her dress on Endor with the Ewoks. So like that's how kind of wacky it is. It's not like a show. It's not like Rebels or Clone Wars.
So it's like what, every episode's about dresses?
Every other episode is
woman
about
writer?
dresses.
Oh,
Yes, it's okay. We have
there
to.
it is.
Come on, there it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, good show. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good
I'm
times.
interested.
Danger, you're here.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be here.
Say hi.
Hi.
Everyone fucking knows you.
Yeah,
Everyone goddamn
I
knows
am
you.
beloved, I hope.
But this stranger over here,
Hey!
this is Jeff May, everybody.
Hi, Unpopular!
Jeff May from comedy and
Hey,
podcasts.
it's me. You guys know me from the shows, like that one cast and then Cast Show.
I'm actually not familiar
I'm
with your work.
know the names.
Blast from the Cast.
Blast from the
Blast
Cast
from the
is
Cast.
one.
Yes.
Sure.
I'm from
Castacular.
Yeah.
Yep.
Iron Giant Show.
Cast iron skillet.
Fist fight.
Iron skillet cast.
Yeah, all those.
Both of those.
All
Both
of
those.
them. And so I'm very popular on those. I have I'm very, very well known. I'm very wealthy.
I mean, I disagree on most of those things.
I'm very politically strong and powerful. I have a
Sure,
lot of
sure.
connections in this town.
Yeah.
And I will crush each and every one of you under my iron boot.
So our topic today is the best spy movies of all time.
Yeah.
Since we have, since there's 4 of us, we're gonna do 4 picks each instead of 5 picks each.
I'm fine with that.
And then, how are we gonna do?
We'll only have a list of 9, I guess.
Yeah, if we each cut 2, that's gonna take us down to
Unless we get 2
8.
people to save.
We can.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have 2 saves.
So
Cool.
let's pick a word.
What word? One of you is gonna. I can't see the comments
I'll
from
do
over
it.
there, so you'll
I got
have to. What word should we have people say to us in the comments?
Filibuster.
Filibuster, and it must be spelled correctly.
You have to
Go.
spell filibuster correctly in order for it to be up there.
The first two people
To
get
spell-
to save. Okay, so who's first?
Jennifer and
I need last names.
Jennifer Fendelander.
Jennifer Fendelism and Nihilism Full.
Nihilism Full?
No.
Oh, that's not a name.
We'll put a smile on that face.
Because Rob Sires, guys, it's you don't double the L. It's one L, single L.
Or you could have picked a different word.
Yeah.
It's all part of the game. Is you can't just show up and just pretend that you can play this. You have to bring a lot to the
There's
game.
rules.
Spelling is crucial. Spelling
Yeah,
is really
should
important.
we
part
should
of
go
this
through the
operation.
rules quick. So yeah, I guess Jennifer Fendelander and Nihilism Full are
Sure.
Yeah.
cool name. They're doing our
Bring it back
saves.
to the Mike Porns
Let's bring back the porn czar.
So the way the show works, for anyone who hasn't listened before, we each brought 4 picks for best spy movie of all time. We will go around one at a time and go through our picks, explain why we picked it, why we think it deserves a spot on the list of the best spy movies of all time. And that will take us, after we've each gone through our 4, that will take us to 16 picks. Then we each go around the room and take turns kicking 2 off the list. And that'll take us down to 8. And then from there, the 2 people in the viewing audience will save 2 of them. That takes us up to a list of 10. And then the audience votes.
Yeah.
And whoever's pick comes in first gets a pretty goddamn great statue.
There are prizes now?
There are prizes now.
Oh man, I should have picked
A
better
listener
movies.
named Big Meek sent us a bunch of
Big Meek, huh?
a bunch of statues.
We know Big Meek.
They're just generic statues. They can be for whatever you want when you take it home.
Oscar it is.
But also, if I
It's the award for
not-
the award for best dildo goes to this dildo award.
so if my pick comes in first, I guess I just keep it. And I got 6 of these back
Hey,
here.
just pass
so.
it down the line. The next list cast one. Just
Yeah.
add it to the rotation.
It's like a championship belt.
Yeah.
It is exactly like that, Jeff. All right. So who wants to go first?
I mean, I think.
You want to show me how it's done, Jeff?
I'll open up.
Let's do that.
I'll open up.
Yeah.
I'll open up with one that. Okay, I'm gonna open up with one that everybody should see coming because it's a James Bond movie. I figured that would be a good opener. James Bond is the quintessential movie spy. He's fantastic. You love him. I would say the first James Bond movie to me that stands out as sort of something where it's not just a background thing for me. Like James Bond movies have always been kind of backgroundy for me. Like I'll have them on while I'm doing something else. But God damn it, Casino Royale. I have to watch
Yeah.
that movie intently. It's so good. It doesn't take itself too seriously while being a serious movie. And I think that's important. Like it's gritty, but it's done well. It shows spy work in a very dirty. They kind of did it with Pierce Brosnan towards the end.
Yeah.
Of his, where he wasn't always being super debonair, like he was getting the shit kicked out of him pretty hard. But
Right.
up until then, James Bond had always just been like, to me, like a playboy that was always going to come out on top. And like Casino Royale, it's fucking brutal. It's a brutal
Yeah, it is.
James Bond movie.
Yeah.
It's the first one, and I think it reinvigorated a very dying franchise.
Yeah.
Because even though Pierce Brosnan to me is the visual perfection of what I always pictured James Bond to be, his movies, they were really not great. Like anything after GoldenEye, they were really poor.
GoldenEye was great though.
GoldenEye was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't deny that. But then after that, it was just like a real string of turds. And then they kind of were like, we got to do something. And they bring Daniel Craig in. Everyone's like, he's too ugly and too blonde. And he shows up, and just all of a sudden, everybody's like, I can't possibly imagine another James Bond. Now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that takes a lot to overcome those two things. It's really great. The whole aspect in the beginning where he's like kind of a recruit, like he's out there trying to prove himself, and then violates several international protocols and gets like just fucking reamed over the coals. Like it's just done so well. It is, in my opinion, a perfect action spy movie, and I couldn't open my salvo without dropping James Bond.
Yeah, that's strong. What I like about that pick is, I mean, we'll get into it with one of mine, but like, there are stakes to Casino Royale. Like, there's heavy actual stakes because any of the other Bond movies, you always feel like, everything will be fine because that's always what happens.
I think what we're going to find out through the course of this episode is that 9/11 is going to cause a big shift in the stakes in a lot of spy movies.
9/11 already happened, Jeff.
No, 9/11.
So-
No, I'm talking about a newer,
like-
even more exciting 9/11.
Oh, I got it.
9/12?
Okay. That makes sense.
No, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just the
Stupid,
day
Dan.
after
What?
9/11.
What?
I
Wow, that just
Fuck.
silenced the room.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
just
the
because
hell,
there was,
Danger?
There was the one that's at the one number, and I just
Let's
added
all
Should we
vote-
do our next pick?
Let's all
I
vote
did one.
dangerous
So
picks
that-
off.
We should do our
You
next
always
pick.
do. Everybody always votes my.
Oh, that's because they're not good.
Okay.
Who's going to go next?
Let's go with Jen.
Okay.
Let's
Jen,
go there.
what's your first pick?
Is it in any particular order?
you can
No,
pick
you
whatever
can
you
in
want.
whatever
So, I
order
mean,
you
North
want.
by Northwest is one of my
Nice.
favorite movies.
Sell it to
favorite.
someone that's never seen it before.
It's Cary Grant. It's Eva Marie Saint. It's James Mason. Takes place in probably early 60s.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah,
who's
I'm
the
trying to-
director? That's probably the thing.
Oh,
you
it's
wanna-
Alfred Hitchcock, which
there
is
you
amazing.
go.
Sorry, yeah, that's actually
Might
really
be a,
great
maybe
point.
a starter there.
Yeah, that might help. And Cary Grant is just so charming, and he's an everyman, and he did not mean to get into the situation he gets in, and he kind of ends up getting recruited by who is it, like the CIA or FBI? It's been a while.
But I've heard really good things about
Yes.
it. Like, I've heard this is like always considered in his top two movies between that and Vertigo.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a horror movie in any way. I mean, it's one of the best spy movies, and it's an absolute thriller, and it's kind of. They just have a great relationship, and he moves from location to location and place to place, and it's just slower than any modern kind of spy movie. It's just
So it's like a simmer instead of like a big.
but it's
blast.
intrigue, and it's beautifully shot, and the music is phenomenal. It's one of the best scores ever. It's amazing. I forget who did that. Was it? No, who was it? It was.
Morricone.
Was
Danny
it anybody
Elfman.
on it? And was it?
I don't know.
It might have been actually.
Trent
Yeah.
Reznor, weirdly enough.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
20 years
that's-
before he was born.
Yeah, like he does.
How
and,
young do you think Trent Reznor is, by the way?
I think that everyone is my age.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
And James Mason's an amazing bad guy. He's like the best voice ever. And I don't know if I'm selling particularly well. It's just beautiful. It's Cary Grant at his best, and he's at that perfect age. He's like in his early 50s or late 40s, and it's just nice twists and turns, and it's beautiful. You should just see it. Yeah.
It's a good pick.
I like a beautiful choice too.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of it's just like smooth and suave and stuff, and then you just have something that's like a piece of artwork.
Yeah.
On top of it would be nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good pick.
North by Northwest is the one that's got the cornfield plane shoot 'em.
Absolutely, that
Moment.
classic moment, and
Yeah.
then the fight on top of the was it Mount Rushmore? That classic fight, which I think they've done parodies of that a million times all over the place. So, and they're hanging on the top of Mount Rushmore at the end, and yeah. So there's just those two big iconic moments: the airplane shooting thing, which I think Family Guy's done hundreds of times, and
I've heard of
every
the
other
first
cartoon.
one. Not
Family
Oh,
Guy.
okay.
yeah. No, I mean the moment.
Yeah.
Not familiar with the.
All right.
Rushmore.
Danger. What's your first pick?
My first pick is one of the best movies. It's a Spielberg. It's Munich, guys. Munich is it's so good. It's haunting. I totally think it's hard to say like what's Spielberg's best movie because he's so consistent.
It's Munich.
But yeah, Munich is my favorite
Munich's really
Spielberg.
great. That was on my list, and then when we
And I'm so glad you
had
dropped
to
it because
cut
yeah,
to 4, I dropped Munich.
Yeah, no,
Don't worry, I'm bringing the heat.
I'm
fine.
sure you were. But yeah, no, Munich is great for that same thing I said earlier with Jeff's pick is like there are consequences. Like this movie like walks you through the real world consequences of like not even just like the people on the team, plenty of them don't make it, including
Whoa,
hey,
hey,
you
I
don't
have
just-
not
yeah.
some of
seen
them,
this.
yeah. Look, in a spy movie involving secret agents, not everybody, gets to the end. But there's also like you see the psychological consequences.
Yeah, real 9/12 consequences.
Yeah, real
Yep.
9/12.
Never forget.
Ocean's 13 consequences.
Never forget.
Yeah, and it's excellent, man. I don't know how to sell it because there's the real world tragedy of it, the real world story of like, no, we're gonna go and we're
Well, I
gonna.
mean, it's based on a true
yeah,
story. It's not
it's
like
tragic.
it's
and-
pretty accurate too. Like, I read a thing once where the most inaccurate part of it was that they portrayed them as having some sense of remorse or bad feelings over it after they went and killed all these people. And I read an interview where there were, like, people who were in the Israeli army at the time, and they were like, nah, it was our jobs, what we had to do. They killed all those people at the Olympics. We didn't give a fuck.
They were very efficient about it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Munich was how I drove by a movie theater and the movie was Munch.
Oh.
They just said Munch, and I was like, Munch, huh?
It's like they didn't even care.
And then the same movie theater had Charliest Cloud instead of Charlie St. Cloud, and for the longest time I thought there was a movie called Charliest Cloud, and I'm like, that's the dumbest fucking name for a movie of all time.
That is a terrible
But you
movie
wanted to
name.
go see it anyway.
Yeah, I saw Munch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Turns out
Munch was great.
Turns out porno theater.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Munich, that's a great pick.
It's so good. I love it. It's, yeah. Watch it, everybody. Eric Bana, beautiful man.
Everybody watch it.
Wait, is that the reason why we should watch it?
That's one reason. Like, you want your
that's
spies to be
dangerous reason.
super hot.
I mean, you already said your reason. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done. All right. Yeah, that's a good pick. My first pick, I'm going to go with an older movie. In my opinion, maybe the creepiest spy movie ever, and that is Marathon Man. Anyone seen Marathon
I
Man?
haven't seen it in years.
No, sir.
But
Dustin
yeah.
Hoffman. I think it came out in 74, 75. And it basically, his brother, who's played by Roy Scheider, is an intelligence agent who's hunting former Nazis to try and bring them to justice. And Dustin Hoffman is his brother, and obviously he doesn't realize that's what his brother does for a living. He thinks he's just a businessman, and he gets caught up in this weird kind of situation that's going on with Roy Scheider and this Nazi he's trying to hunt. And
It's a Nazi shark, though.
there's this recurring phrase: "Is it safe?
Oh.
That's where Is It Safe
Is
comes
it
from.
Okay.
safe?" And it's so fucking creepy
From the
because
Clerks cartoon.
Yeah,
yes,
from the
of course.
yeah,
yeah,
that's how
exactly.
I know it.
So through the whole movie, you have no idea why this dentist, who at one point drills Dustin Hoffman's teeth with no Novocaine, because there's like a crazy, like the villain
Like in
is
Gremlins too.
the villain is a dentist, and he's like this crazy German dentist, and every time Dustin Hoffman encounters these people, they're like, "Is it safe?"
Is it in America?
Yeah.
So he's a dentist. Do you ever think he's like, back in my country, I was a neurosurgeon of sorts.
Yeah. And the scene where that finally starts happening, where they start questioning him and they just keep over and over going, "If you just tell us if it's safe, this will be over." And he's like, "I have no fucking idea what you're talking about." And it's just it's one of his best performances. It's a fantastic movie. I watched it again today. Everyone go watch Marathon Man. I feel like it probably won't make the list, but it should.
I know. Is it safe?
Was it a safe movie?
It is safe.
Will we feel safe after?
No,
No.
you'll feel very uncomfortable.
That's weird because
after watching.
Marathon Man is my safe word
Ah,
That makes sense.
that does make sense.
and nickname for the same situation.
Yeah.
I didn't high five that one.
No,
I'm
I get
sorry.
It's fine.
I get it. I understand, and I don't blame you.
Hey, man. You're
So-
not a bro.
Marathon Man, that's my first pick.
Strong.
Jeff,
All right.
what do you got?
I'm gonna go into something where I don't 100% know if it's gonna last very long on this list, but I'm gonna make a stand for it anyway because I saw it.
Hero alert. Go on.
No, because I saw this movie and I was super excited to see this movie, and then everyone's like, it was mismarketed, and then I saw it, and no, it was marketed exactly the way I wanted it to do, and that was Atomic Blonde, which just came out.
Nice.
It's brand new.
I have not seen it.
There's a few reasons I don't think it's going to last, and I think one of them is because it's so new that some people didn't see it, and other people might be like, it's a 2017 movie. It's not going to be the greatest of all time.
That's bullshit.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, movies have been getting better consistently. Like,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
It does happen.
The problem I have with Hitchcock is like it can be really slow. Like the
Some can
Psycho
be, yeah.
is really slow.
That's a problem with Marathon Man too.
Oh.
It's been all those movies came out before they wrote that fucking Save the Cat book.
Right.
And
North
now-
by Northwest is definitely not slow. It like I know what you're talking about with
Methodical,
Hitchcock.
then?
It moves. It's just not as fast as like Casino Royale is what I mean.
yeah.
Like they're
It's not an
modern
action
ones.
movie.
Right.
Is there
but
any
it's Definitely
testicle
moves.
torture scenes, which are still somehow funny.
Yeah, see, that's what's missing in North by Northwest. But go ahead.
I will say this. I'm not going to give a lot of spoilers for this movie because it's still in the theaters and people might still want to see it.
Right.
It was marketed as an intense action movie. And I will say there are a lot of intense action scenes in it, but it's not Crank.
No, I agree with you.
like-
I was surprised how it was marketed as well.
But
Yeah.
but the first and foremost, Charlize Theron is amazing in this, and not just because of how she looks. She kind of, when you heard about like what Keanu Reeves did to train for John Wick and The Matrix and like all the like she did the same basic stuff.
Ooh.
It's brutal. It takes place in Berlin in the 1980s, in the late 1980s, during sort of like where the Soviet Union is starting to fall, and it's one of these movies where, in a spy movie, when you have an idea, like especially in James Bond movies, you know who the bad guys are within the first 4 minutes of the movie. You're like, oh, that's that guy.
He's got the scar.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You literally don't know what's happening until the credits roll. Like you never know where and what how can you get a better spy movie than a movie that makes you consistently be an active participant in trying to figure the movie out?
Yeah.
It's not a
And that's espionage to begin with.
yeah. It kind of took it to another level. It's sort of like when you go to a Shyamalan movie and you would like try to figure it out, and then you'd be like, oh, I'm at the Village. Hey, you know what? Wouldn't it be stupid if it was this? And then it's that, and you're like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
With this, it's just you're just sitting there being like, you're putting pictures with yarn connected to them in your brain the whole movie, and it's really, really well done. The acting is absolutely phenomenal. The acting is phenomenal. The writing is phenomenal, and the action is really great. The aesthetic is fantastic. It really does a great job of putting you in sort of the late 80s in Berlin. It's very Cold War, stressful. It's really good. It's fantastic. Like, I was going through all this list of stuff, and I was knocking off movies that I love, like classic movies that I love, because I enjoyed Atomic Blonde for what it did.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Good choice.
It's a good pick.
It is.
Between John Wick and Mad Max, like Fury Road, like this just seems like the perfect movie for me because I loved John Wick and I loved Mad Max, and it seems like everything I would like in a movie.
It's very Daniel Craig Bondy in that as well, where it's like the grittier aspects of espionage, where it's not as slick and smooth as drinking martinis in Monaco. It's
you see
choking
him fall.
motherfuckers out,
It's
falling
like
down
that,
the stairs and stuff. Yeah,
when the camera stays on them when they land on the ground, it's like
Well, this also had lack of music in one of the big scenes, which was amazing. And I think the lack of music when you're fighting makes every punch so hard.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Jen, what's your next pick?
Here's a random one that will definitely go off the list. Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
What?
There you go.
Yes.
Rando. It is technically a spy movie.
Well, I
Yes,
think
it
that's
is.
that's great that you can find a spy movie in a completely different genre.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole time after Kirk's son was killed and Praxis blew up and they didn't trust the Klingons. The Klingon homeworld was dying, and they were going to be gone in freaking 50 years or something
That whole movie is a metaphor for the Cold War.
Yeah, and it was
Praxis was a code word that an Italian communist used. Instead of
right?
calling it communism, he'd say it's praxis.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. And it was 90, I feel like.
Yeah,
Star Trek
1990,
VI.
1991.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater actually.
I saw it in the Cinerama Dome in LA.
Oh, really? Okay.
'Cause
I had not moved
You're
here
like
yet.
like Shrek is your big
I'm a
thing,
Trekkie.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing.
Big fan, huge fan. I love you, Star Wars, but I am a big Star Trek fan.
Star Wars pays the bills. You got to get yourself.
I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50, 60-40. But yeah, and it's like, they had to figure out where the heck this, where this other ship was shooting from, and they couldn't figure it out, and it was like a ship that was cloaked. And does everyone know what Star Trek 6 was, or most people probably
That's the
do.
Undiscovered Country, right?
Yes.
Okay, so with Star Trek movies, with that run of Star Trek movies, I always thought there was a lot of politicking in them, and I never really got heavily into them until actually Generations, which is 7. So like for some reason I missed 6.
Yeah.
6 was really
6 is worthwhile.
wonderful.
Is
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. 2, 4, and 6 are great.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan.
Wrath of Khan was
Excellent.
amazing.
Which
of
one's
course.
4? I can't remember.
I saw Wrath
4
of
is
Khan at a
Voyage
drive-in.
Home. Voyage Home.
Raka Khan.
The whales.
Wrath of Khan.
Oh,
Wrath of
yeah.
Khan.
Wrath of Khan.
Wrath of Khan. And they were trying to. So basically, there was. It ended up being. Should I have spoilers? Most people have probably seen this.
I mean,
Star
you
Trek 6
had like 27
years to
to
figure that out.
You haven't
it.
seen it. Would you be interested?
I haven't.
I would still watch the
I
movie,
haven't
but
seen it, yeah.
even if I knew what was going to happen, I'd be like, I'm still going to watch it.
You should
but-
totally see it.
You should totally
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
Well, they
see
have
it.
It's on either Amazon or Hulu. They have a Star Trek movies collection that goes through the entire.
I have it too, by the way. Just borrow mine. I've got the whole thing.
There you go.
Yeah, it's fine.
Iron
Do you
Star
have,
Trek.
Do you have?
Do you have Iron Giant?
I do.
DVD?
I don't think I do have Iron
Oh.
Giant.
Let
I
me
saw
see.
that in the theater. I remember.
We
Can we
will
borrow your movie ticket that you used to get to the Iron Giant? Star
Thanks.
Trek 6.
Star
So
huh?
Star
Trek
Trek 6.
6.
huh?
Star Trek 6. That's a good pick.
Yeah, it's
That's a good
you should
pick.
see it. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's great, and it's Christopher Plummer's in it, and David Warner,
yeah.
who's amazing.
Good Christopher Plummer.
He's
Is
so-
he
yeah, he's
Iman's in
rad,
it
man.
as well? I
He has a
think.
Nazi plate in
yeah.
that too. It's weird.
It's just they're at their best. I think they really hit a good end movie with that group. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I always felt like Star Trek Generations was them being like both happy that they're getting like regular cinematic work and also bummed that they have to dust off these characters.
Yeah, it was like he Wile E. Coyote'd off the cliff, and that was just not the way for Kirk to go.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, also,
That's a good-
that movie introduces us to the character of Michael Dorn's character on the Klingon. Oh,
Worf?
God, what's it?
Oh, you mean in
Worf.
6?
Worf.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Worf.
Michael Dorn's in it. Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
see, when you see,
He plays his, like,
the-
grandfather
the
or something.
Klingon legal system, which sounds dumb, but it's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. What's your
Yeah.
next pick, Danger?
Next pick is Argo.
Oh,
Argo.
that,
Oh,
was,
wait.
that was
Really-
definitely one of my good choices.
Yeah, I love Argo. It's such a good movie. And what's especially interesting to me about Argo is that all of the movies that we're going to be talking about, or a majority of the movies of like, kicking ass and shooting people and, putting holes in living, breathing human beings, and then they die, and then there's no talk of consequences, and sometimes nothing but
Oh, sorry.
but
Go
we
on.
repartee. Argo, it's all about the espionage, and there's only like their whole goal is we just need to get these people out of this hostile situation.
Argo was stressful as fuck.
Oh my
So
gosh,
stressful.
it's so stressful.
Yeah.
Like
it
that-
felt claustrophobic.
Yeah, like when I was out of that movie, I was tired
Yes.
from watching it, which is a sign of a good movie.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
well done, but I was like, Jesus Christ, that was like a work.
That
Yeah.
would work. I was like, I need all the drinks after this.
And
Just breathe. Yeah.
And it's so weird because it's basically like movies saved these people. Like the whole movie industry as a concept
Hollywood
is the only
jerking
thing
itself off.
the only thing they ever did. Yeah, well, I mean that's why they gave it the Best Picture Oscar, because like I'm gonna give an Oscar nod to the thing that's about how what we do is important.
We're more important than awards. We save lives. We do.
Yeah, the one time they did. But nevertheless, like, and Jimmy Carter comes in and just at the end of it and narrates over the credits. It's like, oh yeah, this involved a real tense political situation, and
Yeah.
people barely made it out. I mean, there was no harrowing. I mean, spoiler: there's no harrowing chase on the actual tarmac as the plane is taking off. In the history books.
So you just explained the end of the movie to everybody.
Well, I did
Yeah,
mansplain
good
it,
job.
though, so it's
It's
okay.
really,
Good job.
Yeah.
really
Danger.
spoiled
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own pick. Guys, knock Argo off the list.
Yeah.
Don't.
We'll
It's
kick
an
Argo
excellent
off the
film,
list.
and
It is a good pick.
yeah.
Argo,
and,
fuck yourself.
Hey,
Ah, I get that.
that's good. They say that
Hey,
in the movie.
I'm a mean man.
Hey.
What do you got, Adam?
My next pick is Spy Kids.
Oh.
Do I need to
Which
see this
is-
movie?
You've never seen Spy
never
Kids?
seen Spy Kids.
Directed
Never
by
seen Spy
Robert Rodriguez.
That is Rodriguez.
It's a really entertaining movie. There's a reason that franchise still is a thing. If you've ever seen any Robert Rodriguez movie, he's fucking amazing. And this is just him directing a really high action spy movie. And the only real
first
difference
kids.
is the kids are the lead characters. But beyond, like, this movie is the reason millennials love Alan Cumming so much. He is adorable in this movie. And they have the villains are these things that are just thumbs, and they're creepy as fuck. Like they're
It's
supposed
very
to be
Doctor Who sounding.
they're supposed to be funny, but they're just like no, they're
But they're
it's
still a threat.
Doctor Who sounding, but Doctor Who is I mean, it's not
I mean,
like he
just-
didn't make it on like a
Just like
PBS
something where a
budget.
villain is just thumbs, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because
that's a
in
weird
Doctor
fucking
Who,
thing.
it's just like a
Or he's like
moving
dropping
garbage
because
can.
he's clumsy. And I'm like, oh, I'm all thumbs. Oh, there it goes.
well, that is kind of the gist
Nice.
of that
Nice.
villain. But yeah, it's just a genuinely good movie. How many kids movies are there that are also really well done
Thought out,
action movies? And Spy Kids.
Nice.
Everyone should go watch it.
Spy Kids.
Antonio Banderas,
Ooh.
fantastic in it. I forget
Carla
the woman who
Gugino.
Yeah, Carla Gugino plays
Can't
the
get
wife.
Carla Gugino past me there.
Yeah, she is in top form in that movie. No one's seen Spy Kids. You haven't seen
I
it?
haven't. No. It always went past. Like I went past it. It was too young for when I was of the age.
Oh yeah, for me too. I
never
watched
really
it
got
for the
to
first
it,
time
yeah.
a couple years ago, but
Yeah.
it was just because I had seen Grindhouse, which is the movie he and Tarantino split. And I just got way into Robert Rodriguez movies after that, and Spy Kids is one of them. And I watched it and was like, "Oh shit!"
No.
It's been a long time. I should
really
see that
good.
again. Yeah, I should see that again.
It's fantastic. Everyone go watch Spy Kids. It's about kids who are spies.
Ah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, crazy.
FOH.
No.
The title delivers.
So yeah, that's my second. Are we on second? Or we're going to third
We're
picks
about
now.
to start third. Yeah.
Powering through.
Powering through.
Jeff.
We're Austin powering through.
Oh, is that your pick?
Here's the thing. Austin Powers is a victim of a lot of people that are Monday morning quarterbacking that franchise. Fuck Austin Powers 2. Fuck Austin Powers 3. Austin Powers 1 as a solo spy parody is unbelievably strong.
Yeah.
It's a wonderfully put together movie.
Jay Roach, right? That's the director.
I think so.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
care.
The guy who-
I don't give a shit who directed
The guy who
Austin
would later go on
Powers.
to direct like really tense political thrillers for HBO.
Sure. Like, and here's the thing. Like, I'm of the understanding that this movie was written in essentially a weekend, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. It hits all the things about spy movies better than any spy comedy ever had before.
Yeah, I
and,
agree.
Yes.
and when you look at all these spy comedies, because there've been a ton of them, and the ones that are direct parodies like Top Secret and Spy Hard just don't land right. Austin Powers did it in a way that you had a very strong storyline with jokes that made you lose your shit.
Yeah.
This is before the mini-me thing. This was before
Oh.
people were leaving, yeah, baby, on their answering machines and voicemails and
Right.
stuff. It was just this surprise movie out of fucking nowhere that just shows up. It's like this unbelievable global smash hit for a comedy. It made more money as a comedy than I think any comedy had in like 5 or 6 years. It was just this phenomenon because it was so well done. Take a guy from the 60s, like take James Bond basically, but a very British Cockney James Bond, and then put him in the modern world and see what happens. It's fucking hilarious. Like they do one of those like Born Yesterday situations so well where he's like, I don't understand what this is, and like
Yeah.
it's done very well. The sight gags are great. They hired a lot of really great British espionage themed actors. Like, it's just done so well. It's so great.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
talking
good pick.
about,
I almost picked it.
yeah, because he's always because
And
like,
I'm glad you picked it.
like James Bond always fucking, and then they're like, you can't do that, you fucking weirdo. And like all what he used to do is he's just like a dinosaur.
Just
Like
the opening scene alone, like
Yeah.
you're
so
like,
good.
oh my gosh. I mean,
It's-
and the music they used was
and just the Dr. Evil as Blomfeld, but also as
Yeah.
it's just it lands so hard, and people look back at that franchise as a failure because the 2 sequels were redundant.
Yeah.
Fuck them. I don't
First
care.
one's great, though.
The first one is.
if there was
really
no
good.
sequels, it would stand the test of time.
It would be
Yeah.
considered one of the greatest comedies of all
Yeah.
time. It would be Ghostbusters if there was
Right.
no
Yeah.
part 2 or part 3.
Right.
I stand by that.
I agree.
That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Jen, what do you got next?
Red.
Red.
Nice.
Red.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren, who's my favorite freaking woman on this planet.
She's
She can do
yeah.
no wrong. Mary Louise Parker. It's fun.
Why didn't you say Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman?
What is it?
Did
What
I
do
not
you
say
have
Morgan
against
Freeman?
Morgan
Oh.
Freeman? Is it anything
Yeah, what's
specific?
different about him?
Why is he the one that you didn't bring up?
Because I love Helen Mirren.
Oh,
She's the
there
best.
it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
That makes
the
sense. Yeah, that
best.
makes sense.
She's the best. And it's an ensemble piece. They're not 20. I love that. I love the heart that Bruce Willis's character comes into this. Have you guys seen it? Or-
Yes.
Okay. So everyone's seen it. Have you
Yeah,
seen
Red
seen
was great.
It's one of 2 movies
What
that
is
I've
wrong with
actually fallen asleep in.
Oh no.
What?
It's fun.
What?
It's, I don't know. It didn't grab me, and then
Okay.
eventually
It's because Morgan Freeman was in it and you're super racist?
No, I'm really into Helen Mirren.
Oh.
She's
Okay, good.
super hot.
Amazing.
still.
And I'm forgetting someone major. It's
Major Dad. Yeah.
yes, but no,
Major
it's Richard
Payne.
Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss was in.
Is he in the first one or is he in the second one?
I think he was in the second
Oh,
one.
was he in the second one? Oh, I,
don't know.
like him.
But it's
That's a
based off
bummer.
of a comic book. Red was based
Yes.
off of a comic book by Warren Ellis and Cully Hamner.
It was.
It's great.
It was wonderful.
Really great.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not describing these well.
No.
But
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. We'll
Okay.
polish it up.
Thank you.
I own that
Appreciate that.
DVD. I
Yeah.
bought it on DVD. And
Yeah,
still
it's really
have it
great.
'cause It's
Yeah.
so good. It's very. It reminds me of if you did an ensemble cast version of like a Gross Point Blank kind of a thing. where
Yeah.
You had this very like. Not crazy stakes, but really
Right.
high action with the idea of like people coming out of retirement.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
and and they have to I think break into the CIA and Carl Urban is like the guy and he's wonderful in it. It's really cool. It's just cool and funny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not a comedy, but it's
But
funny.
it's
it
like
is.
the
It's an action
opposite,
comedy.
opposite spectrum from Spy Kids. It's
Yeah,
senior
it's
citizens
Right.
coming out of.
and they're
So
badass. And they're
make sure,
badass.
Make sure you vote for both of those, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I really did like Red.
Yeah,
really,
Red's great.
I bought the DVD sight unseen. Like I hadn't seen it yet. I just bought it because I knew I was.
I
Gonna
think
love
at the
it.
time there wasn't great spy stuff. I just remember that standing out, going, "Okay, now this is nice. This is
It's one
different."
of those Hollywood surprises where
Yeah.
everybody was just like, "Huh,
Yeah, like that
oh,
happened.
look at that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. Try it again, maybe, possibly.
It's a good pick.
One last time
Yeah.
on a lot of Sudafed.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get all worked up, and then I'm gonna watch Red.
Nice.
All right, Danger. What is your third pick?
Gonna go with a real popcorn movie kind of thing. Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Oh,
Oh,
Like I really
is that 4
That's 4. Yeah,
Okay.
that's 4. It's Brad Bird of Iron Giant fame, of
Nice.
course,
of the
as we all know.
Incredibles fame?
Of the Incredibles, yeah. Hey, they're making an Incredibles 2, I think.
Finally,
Very
They are.
excited about
Fucking
that. It's only been like
finally.
what, 12 or 13 years.
Their
Has it
best
been already?
movie finally
it's
gets
so good, yeah.
yes.
I kind of like that it never got a sequel for so long because it make you really appreciate how good The Incredibles is.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But like we were just talking about, look, Austin Powers. If we left it alone and there was no 2 or 3, we wouldn't have Austin Powers, a phenomenon, overshadowing Austin Powers, the thing. But that said, Pixar doesn't. Wait, wasn't Cars 2 a spy movie? Was that about spies?
Was
I
it?
didn't actually see
I didn't
it.
see that shit.
Oh, okay.
I think Larry the Cable Guy is a spy truck.
Oh.
Didn't see it, missed it. So, anywho.
Well, now I have to erase one of mine off my list to
Yeah.
replace it
Yeah.
with another one.
No, Ghost Protocol. One of the things I like about Skyfall and what I like about Ghost Protocol is that sort of thing of like we have known these characters who are always over prepared for everything. They get all the tools, they get all the gadgets. They're going to go kick ass and be great and be awesome because they have all these resources at their beck and call. Ghost Protocol and Skyfall were both the ones where they're like, actually, we're going to withhold all of your toys, and you still have to figure out how to do this well. And yeah, like just seeing,
And then they found new toys.
yes, and then they find some very good, very interesting toys.
I always love how there must be by contract a scene of Tom Cruise exercising
Yeah,
in
running.
every Mission Impossible movie.
Look, can
Yeah.
you think of anybody that runs?
well, I know the running thing, but like with him, it's always exclusively exercising,
climbing
and
mountains or
yeah, it's like
doing
a mountain
something-
or
something
like what is he?
sweaty
He's
and-
got like his like chin up bar.
Because he's the
Yeah.
guy willing. That's like, no, we're gonna put me on the side of a plane, and the plane's gonna take off, and it's gonna be me, Tom Cruise, Tom Mapother Cruise, doing that. And everyone's like, "All right, you're crazy, Tom Cruise, but I like your money and your smile." And
You're crazy for this one, Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
Specifically
the
that
thing
one.
that makes you crazy,
Right.
Tom Cruise.
That's-
Yeah.
Yes.
This thing.
And he's a really nice guy. But also, on top of that, Simon Pegg, who steals the movie because he's so good and
It's a spy movie.
because he's
yeah.
so. Oh
Yeah,
there you go.
Smuggles it
He
out.
smuggles the movie out because
I think we've name dropped almost everybody in the new Star Trek series so far.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Zachary Quinto.
Done.
Yeah.
The black girl. I'm sorry, was that rude? What?
No, you're fine.
Okay. No.
No, I'm trying to think of
What
her name.
sucks
It's
is
so
I just
silly.
blanked out on her name.
Yeah, so
Zoe
it's not just me.
Saldana.
Yeah, it is
there
Zoe
you go.
Saldana,
Yeah, she's in everything.
I was like, Tandy Newton. That's not
Nah,
the one.
no,
less
definitely
British.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost Protocol, super good, super popcorny, entertaining from start to finish.
It is really
is.
fun. That
Yeah.
scene in the pool, like the water, the cooling
Oh my gosh.
unit
Yes.
or whatever. Like
That was
that's
stressful.
That's probably one of my favorite scenes from the entire Mission Impossible series.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a good pick.
Thank you.
What is my next pick?
What is it?
I'm gonna do another John Malkovich movie, Burn After Reading.
Oh.
Ah,
Which-
you went with it. Huh?
Yeah, I watched Burn After Reading again today. Really holds up. Really entertaining movie. Brad Pitt is fucking adorable in this movie, and it's just a really interesting, different kind of take on a spy movie where John Malkovich has written this memoir and he loses it in public, and Brad Pitt finds it, and I think watching it today, one of the funniest things to me is there's a part where Brad Pitt and what's her name from Fargo?
Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand, yeah. Where
The white chick.
yeah. They find, they end up taking this information that they found to the Russian embassy. And in this movie, everyone's like, why would you take it to the Russians? Because, back then, we didn't know all the stuff about, right? It was different times. But it's just a really funny movie. It's funny, but also really intense. Like it's dark. The way Brad Pitt's character leaves the movie is very, very crazy. George Clooney's in it. He's fantastic. Tilda Swinton, one of my favorite actors in the whole goddamn world. She's amazing in it. John Malkovich.
I heard she contacted Margaret Cho to ask her about that role to see if it would go well.
Yeah, that's a thing she did. Yeah, Tilda Swinton's in it. John Malkovich, his whole character, the way that character transforms from the beginning of that movie where he's kind of beaten down, and then he starts really showing his true colors as an actual intelligence agent. It's such a great movie. And that's my pick. Burn After
Good.
Reading. Anyone seen it?
I actually
Yes.
have to see that, so
I need
I've
to.
been meaning to.
It's on my list. Yeah.
It's super good.
Is that Coen Brothers?
It's
Yeah.
Coen Brothers.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Coen Brothers
Counterpoint.
movie.
I love them.
It's the first Coen Brothers movie that I saw that I'm like, oh no, I can hate the Coen Brothers. That movie just made me furious when I left it.
Why?
It just wasn't entertaining, and the choices that
What
they
the
made.
fuck are you
And the
talking
choices
about?
they made were
You're
like, all
doing
right.
looks like we have a pre-cut happening right now.
Yeah.
So I am not a fan of that movie. And then from then on, it's like every other Coen Brothers movie is excellent, and then I hate the next one.
No, not every Coen Brothers movie from there is excellent. What was the one that came out a couple years ago? Was it called A Serious Man?
Serious Man is
That is
slow and weird.
boring bullshit.
Yeah.
That is hot fucking garbage.
Yeah, that movie.
But Burn After Reading, pretty dope.
I mean, I like the ending in that it's like, well, I won't say it because
Jesus,
I didn't
man.
say it. I didn't say it. But they do something very interesting, and it's like, all right, cool. Everything else in that movie, I'm just like, oh no, I don't like any of these people. I don't like their choices, and no.
I mean, that's how movies
It's the No
work.
Country for
you
Old
want
Men of spy
you
movies.
only want your movie characters to make really smart choices that don't lead to
I want the directors
any
too.
sort of what. So I don't get what you mean by they made bad
I will-
choices.
I
This
will-
sounds like really artsy criticism to me right now. Tell me specifically what, one choice.
One choice. I mean, they're the only one I can remember is a major plot point. I don't know. I just didn't like the people.
It's
And I
so
watched
good.
it once,
I hate you so
and I
much
hated
right
it,
now.
and I'm like, all right,
I can't.
I will say
I'm
this.
gonna throw you out this
The
window.
comments section is very divided on this movie.
I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
There's either
Thank
people,
you, Scott O'Brien.
There's a lot of people that are saying it was okay.
Whatever.
And I've never seen it, so I can't really say anything. But
Burn After Reading is fantastic.
Yeah.
I shouldn't look just in case there's spoilers.
There was a spoiler.
Okay, I didn't say, so that's good.
All right.
Also, Tony Kim saying Phantom Menace is a spy movie. It's not, because they weren't going undercover as ambassadors. They were actually going as ambassadors.
Nerd.
All right. So,
Jeff, what's your last pick?
There's people are expecting one of two movies from me, and they'll get it. It's Cap 2. Captain America 2. Captain
Excellent
America
movie.
2 is not only my favorite spy movie, it is also, I'm going to say, within my top 2 Marvel movies of all time as well. I think it is a flawless spy movie that just happens to have people that are superheroes. And really not even a lot. Like, there's not a lot of super heroics in there other than one guy's really strong.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the ultimate in espionage with a huge budget, which gives you a lot of space to do a lot of really cool shit. There's something about Cap 2. Even when I first saw it and I left, I was like, God damn it. Like, I need to see that again.
Yeah.
It's just this, like, it ties into the Marvel universe, which is this huge, massive, expanding and endless, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is so big and crazy that to do such a small, compact movie, but then to have it have so many massive consequences afterwards is crazy.
Yeah, it does turn the universe on its head.
It created an entire TV show. Like,
Right.
the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, whether you like it or not, is built entirely off of the results of what happened from Cap 2. And that's essentially a spy TV show. Like, it's the new sort of, like, Get Smart or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's a perfectly executed movie. It's perfectly acted. Anthony Mackie is great. I mean, obviously, Chris Evans is fantastic. Scarlett Johansson is she's like the perfect movie spy. Like, it's really, and then of course Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson. Like, there's twists, there's turns. It moves like any classic spy movie while having that sort of big popcorny Marvel center to it. And I mean, obviously it's going to pluck my strings very specifically, but even I can see past the fact that it's in my wheelhouse to be like, that's a goddamn good movie.
Yeah.
And I've seen plenty of movies that were like Marvel movies where I was like, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
But there's something about that movie. They executed it so perfectly.
It's a good pick.
Good pick. Let's see.
Jen, what's your last pick?
Sneakers.
Yes.
What's that?
I don't think I've ever
Sneakers?
seen this one.
Sneakers. Yeah, sneakers.
Am I in for a treat?
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
yes. Sneakers actually kind of affected me a lot when I was a teenager or a kid. I'm trying to remember when it came out. It was
1990.
It was early. So River Phoenix was in it, so it was before River passed. Yeah.
It's late teenage. It might have been his last.
It might have been one of his last movies. Yeah. And it's Sidney Poitier, who's amazing. He actually did my commencement at USC. He was like my guy who handed me my
Wow.
But that's like a dream come true. Like he's Sidney Poitier, for God's sake. It's amazing. And Robert Redford and Dan Aykroyd's amazing in it. And it was just this.
I like how you glossed over Robert Redford. It was like, Robert
Redford, but I love Dan Aykroyd so much. Yeah, but it was a great ensemble piece. It is. I don't know if it stands up these days. I mean, it's some of the tech is a little antiquated now.
I think any spy movie will have
and this
that.
one it has that, but the themes are great, and it's who's Robert Redford's guy in I forget his name.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. It's
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in probably 15 years.
I'm trying to remember, like my
I've never seen it.
Wi-Fi's not working, so I can't look up his name.
Sneakers is one of those movies that will sort of go down as like you'll never. Like, I don't think I've ever met a person who doesn't like that movie.
Yes.
I just know people who never got to see that movie.
Yeah.
And it takes it's Robert Redford. It was kind of a flashback of him and his friend in the 60s, and they were kind of trying to change the world and kind of stick it to the man. And basically, Robert Redford ended up going out for pizza, and his friend got arrested, and he was on the run for years. And then you flash forward to, was it 20 years later, maybe something like that? Yeah. And then there's the whole movie starts, and it's just a great ensemble cast. I guess a lot of my choices are ensemble pieces.
Yeah, it almost reminds me as if like
Everyone's got the cool like ability in a way. Like they've got it's a great team thing.
For some reason, when I look back at it, I look at it like sort of like the Jobs and Wozniak of the spy things, where it's like you have these
that's exactly right.
highly capable people that are sort of they were together and now they're not, and what happens, and did someone screw the other guy over? Do you ever really know? But it's a really, really great spy caper.
Yeah, and Sidney Poitier comes in as I think he's CIA or FBI or something like that, and he kind of makes them an offer to work with him, and then they end up, the two friends end up meeting and kind of resolve stuff, and I think, well, I don't want to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it, so
But it's good.
It's good. It really is. Classic. I think you're right. Most people love it if they've seen it.
Yeah, you either love it or you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Look forward to seeing it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Seriously.
it either, but
All right.
that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Danger. What's your last pick?
Gonna go a little unconventional here, but because a lot of people had my picks earlier. But Inglourious Bastards is kind of a spy movie.
Yeah, that's what I saw when you sent that. I was like, that's
It's
kind of a spy movie.
Kind of a spy movie. Yeah,
Well, she is big time in it.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah.
I'm like the spying part's pretty short lived, but it's pretty.
yeah, Shoshana. She lives a whole double life, and then that double life turns into a look. Spoiler alert, but the ending of Inglourious Bastards is one of my favorite movie endings ever, because they basically took history and were like, hey, everything you know about history doesn't matter. Like, it's
what you wish happened.
Yeah, it's fan service for just like red-blooded American citizens who wish that Hitler got machine gunned to death and blown up.
Well, that's sort of one of those situations too, where a lot of people say that lays the foundation for Tarantino's entire universe. That Inglourious Bastards sort of is the thing that set the wheels in motion to lead to a world like Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
That it's this sort of parallel quantum universe, like the Tarantino,
The Panda Part universe,
Interesting.
where it all just kind of interacts, like Stephen King's books, all kind of.
and
I've never heard that.
And the very visibility of everything that happened led to sort of how the world is now, which is why there's things that are kind of very similar but also different.
Cool. I'd never heard that.
Yeah, me neither.
But thank you for supporting my claim. Yeah. Plus, it's just it's my favorite Tarantino movie. It's one of my favorite action movies. But yeah, just what is it? Brad Pitt's Spycraft as Tennessee good old boy, just going in there and just throwing Italian around like.
Oh my God, is the worst Italian ever by the way.
Rancy.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
it's
hilarious.
amazing.
It's
and he
very
sells
funny
it, and
scene.
it's great.
It's the worst.
It's so good. So Inglourious Bastards.
It's a fine pick.
Thank you.
That's a fine pick. That's definitely going to get eliminated.
Sure.
For sure.
Insulate my other favorites.
All right, my last pick is Kingsman: Secret Service.
Great.
So great from beginning to end. The church scene alone is
Honorably, yeah.
reason
did
enough.
that win the list cast for best fight scene?
Best movie battle, yeah.
It is the best movie fight scene in anything.
Yeah,
because it's
crazy.
so much fun.
And it's Colin Firth
Right.
doing all the killing
Yeah.
and
Who
fighting,
knew?
which makes it
There's a
that
sentence you
much
don't
more.
usually.
Yeah.
Not only that, the people he's killing are real life monsters that we've met someone that would go to that church.
It's very satisfying to watch the Westboro Baptist
Yes.
Church get
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
murdered,
I think it is kind of a parody of the Westboro Baptist Church.
You think maybe?
Yeah.
It might be. Yeah.
And just that scene alone, but that whole movie is just from beginning to end. I think it's one of the best. I mean, it's on my list for best spy movies of all time. I think it's one of the best movies that's come out in the past 5-10 years.
I
Very well
agree.
done,
Like,
yeah.
and it was super underrated. Like it didn't. I don't know if it did that well
It did.
in theaters.
We
Did it
looked
do
it
well?
up. Yeah, we looked it up at one point in time, and it did pretty. It was like the number 10 movie of the year or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Like it did way better than expected. It's the spy version of Kick-Ass. It was written by. It's based on
Yeah.
a comic written
Matthew
by
Vaughn, right?
Mark. Well, yes, but Mark Millar and Dave Gibbons, the visual creator of Watchmen,
Oh,
is
wow.
the artist for Kingsman.
Oh, nice.
And so he's got like that universe, like the movies that have been made by Mark Millar, and now Netflix just bought
I
his
know.
entire
I was just going to
universe,
say that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
which
So-
is insane. Like
I wouldn't mind a Kingsman TV series. I wouldn't mind writing on that sucker.
I would watch that.
I would.
Superior.
I would like to write on that show too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let's all write.
Let's
on
all write a
TV
Kingsman
show.
TV series.
Yeah,
Done.
we can pitch it to
Rockin'.
Netflix.
Yeah,
They're taking pictures. There's
Can
a
you
Castlevania
put
TV
in words
show
for
now.
us to be your competitors?
I absolutely consider it done.
I like to think of us as a team. I think we've done really good work so far, and
I
I look
disagree.
forward to the work we're doing in the future.
Just me and Adam.
I disagree. Yeah. Yeah.
And really probably just Adam for actual writing.
No.
But good choice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kingsman. I fucking love it.
Yep.
I could watch. I never get tired of seeing that movie.
And the next one is coming out when?
I think it's
October?
this year.
So
Yeah, it's
soon.
soon.
It's
Yeah.
really soon.
I didn't
like
know
this
it was,
fall.
and I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my god! I was so excited. I had no idea.
I
it was
saw the
coming.
trailer at Atomic Blonde.
Oh.
And I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
this is so great. Which, by the way, up until recently, the trailer for Atomic Blonde was my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, that is a great trailer.
Yeah, it was a great trailer.
Did the movie surpass it?
It was great. The movie's great.
Okay.
I did put it on my list.
That's good.
All right.
All right.
Time for cuts.
Let's start kicking some shit off the list.
A lot will be mine.
Let's talk about what the fuck were you doing picking Inglourious Bastards. Even picking Inglourious Bastards would have made you think Brad Pitt and maybe pick like Spy Game or Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, Mr.
Which-
and Mrs. Smith.
Which like
Oh, yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith was on my short list of it was like on my there's so many great movies that I wanted to pick and I didn't.
There's some that I did
that
not
got
as well.
outranked and Mr. and Mrs. Smith is right there. Inglourious Bastards to me is a Saving Private Ryan microcosm of a war movie that had some undercover spy in it, and so I just can't let it hold a candle to anything here. So I got to give it the cut.
That's fine.
Which I love the movie. I
Yeah.
own it on DVD.
Yeah.
Which is a sentence that I hope I can stop saying.
Do you know-
I just
do you know
get
why?
rid of all my DVDs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why it's on my list?
Because you didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
That's correct.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, that makes
That
sense.
is fair, and
Yeah.
that's
and
that's my
I just
doing,
walked over
so.
my DVD wall. I'm like, yeah, that counts, kinda.
Yeah.
Jen, what do you want to cut?
Do I have to cut something?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
sure
just
do.
Look at that list right there.
Okay.
And just give yourself
Oh,
a cut.
there. Okay. Oh.
Some real quality
Should
picks on there.
I cut my own thing?
No, don't cut your own thing. You can't. Well, we're gonna cut your stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, don't
that's-
worry.
Oh, these are really good choices. I'll just cut something I haven't seen. But that's cheating
fine.
too.
That's how people-
Oh, okay.
If there's something you haven't seen and you've never heard of, like that's a good reason to cut something.
No, I've heard of all of them. Absolutely. Let's do Burn After Reading because we'll just cut Brad Pitt. That way, we'll just.
We're just gonna do a
And there's arguments about
specific
that,
attack
so.
on Brad Pitt.
Yeah, let's just keep with the Brad Pitt theme.
Look, Brad Pitt, not a spy. Too pretty to be a spy.
There you go.
You know, I feel like the best spies can be completely just glossed over because they're not super pretty, like in real life.
Like Pierce Brosnan, that ugly bitch.
Yeah.
With
Fucking ugly piece of shit.
Very handsome.
yeah, he's all right.
All right.
Do I have a crush on Pierce Brosnan?
You
though?
might
It
have a crush
kind
on
of
his-
sounds like
I
it.
feel
Yeah.
like I
we grew up
do.
playing GoldenEye, and those polygons were just.
Yeah.
You know
just-
why
it's pretty
I
sharp.
relate to Pierce Brosnan is we both have dope chest hair.
Yeah.
And they never let
Is
a
that
lot
what
of-
it is?
They never let a lot of Hollywood people have chest hair, and I saw him with chest hair one time, and I'm like, Dad, I finally.
You know, Jeffrey.
That's my like when an autistic kid saw Drax in Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, there's a character for me.
Yeah, he doesn't understand metaphors.
Yeah.
We haven't seen your chest hair. I mean, I haven't seen.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do your cut.
No, I'm saying like
Yeah,
it's
could you
hard
do that?
to- okay, yeah, let's do that. I gotta go. Red. I'm sorry, it made me sleepy.
Oh.
Oh, guys, save Red. I think the
Yeah,
crowd's
that's-
gonna save Red.
That's fine.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you said you slept through it, it makes sense that you would cut it.
Right.
I'm not gonna fault you for that one.
Thank you for acknowledging fairness.
Right.
What are you doing, Adam? What are we booting?
Yikes! These are all. By the way, this list is fucking brutally hard to choose what you're gonna cut.
Yeah, it's like being the last one to be invited to come out and try to propose new titles for this list was tricky. And there's a lot of stuff that was already on that were already being suggested by
I had to
people.
pick between Star Trek 6 and Charade, by the way. So that was a tough.
The hell is charade?
You weren't gonna last with.
I wasn't
Charade,
going to
I'll
last
tell you
with
that.
Charade.
What's charade?
That was another Cary Grant, Audrey Hepburn movie with Walter Matthau from the late 60s. So, yeah, that
Dennis
was
the
a
Menace.
Grumpy
Is-
middle-aged
yeah.
men.
But it's a
yeah.
really good spy movie. It's one of the top, like when you see lists online, It's charades always in there. But anyway, that's not on the list, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, I am going to cut Munich because it would have been my pick, and I don't want Danger to win with it, and he was a real bitch about Burn After Reading. So,
Burn After Reading, who again, your commenters are neatly divided on.
Maybe you shouldn't have cut Red, buddy. But I'm sure it'll get saved.
What Red will?
Also, to me, Munich is just barely a spy.
That's more of a
movie.
revenge thriller.
It's like a
isn't it?
revenge assassination type movie, but there's not a lot of espionage.
There was a
going on.
lot of assassination and like actiony like movies that I had to not pick just because like Munich is almost John Wicky in its spy levels, where it's like, oh, you don't see the guy that kills you, so it's a spy movie.
And there's no mystery behind who did what or what everyone's doing. It's just really kind of a straightforward.
You really feel the consequences.
That consequences don't make it a spy movie.
If we do a list cast for best consequences of a movie,
Number
we'll
one
pull
pick.
you right on.
Thank you.
And then I'll personally cut Munich.
And what were the consequences anyway? A bunch of fucking terrorists
Look,
died.
he is making love to his wife.
Right,
at
that
the
part of
end.
the movie's fake.
And he can't.
Jewish people don't make
comfortable.
That part is completely fake. They were so comfortable with it.
He's no longer happy.
False.
Like he is paranoid. Like he's worried
All
for his
false.
family.
All
he sees there's a
All
tan
lies.
Sierra, zooming along on the street. He's
Now,
like, oh
Fargo,
no,
that's a good movie.
that
was
is a
gonna
good.
say,
Tan
Fargo's a
Sierra,
really
really
good-
good. That's a really good spy movie about a wood chipper.
All right, Jeff, what are you going to cut?
So I hate to do this, but sometimes when we get to like older movies or movies that I should have seen and I haven't, I always kind of look at it and be like, you should have been good enough for me to see, which is like a douchey thing to say. But I have to cut Marathon Man just because I've had access to it and I haven't watched it, and I don't. It does like it's never. This is the first time it's ever been brought up to me, and so I feel like I don't know. I'm prejudging, I guess.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, go on. Jen, what's your next cut?
Now it's getting tough.
Oh, it never
Because
doesn't get
I
tough.
love all
Yeah,
of these.
this is hard. And every time you pick anything, they take it real personal, and then they take.
We take it personally because we
Yeah.
speak properly.
I
I'm
guess.
sorry.
I guess I'll pick Spy Kids only because I love all
Wow.
of these movies. Honestly,
Adam's
between
taking
Spy
a
Kids,
hit.
Austin Powers and Spy Kids were my two choices.
You
so
can't
I
get rid of
didn't-
Spy Kids.
I'm sorry, because we're getting to the good ones now.
Well, that's the hard part.
This
of
is the hard part.
This is when things get
Danger,
tense.
what do you want to cut?
I'm gonna cut North by Northwest.
Oh,
Sorry, I
That was
haven't-
literally on the list of like it was on the top of every best spy
It's like
movies of all
AFI
time
It is.
list.
AFI
Yeah, good job,
100.
Danger.
Yeah.
Good job.
One of
I
the
haven't
best
seen it.
movies ever made, but
And she keeps
Guys,
saying
can we all just vote collectively to save North by Northwest?
well, I mean, there's two set.
I know,
No,
I know,
don't.
I
Not
know.
necessarily. Like, there's other good shit.
Yeah.
That got cut. Like maybe someone will save Sneakers. Because here's the thing.
Oh,
I feel like if a movie's good enough,
make eye contact with her. It's
if
her
a
movie.
movie's good enough, I feel like it would have come to my attention and I would have seen it.
eat your
And
words, May.
This is the first time this has even been brought up
her
to
movie,
me.
yeah.
Oh no, but I know. But you were like way in favor of the pick, so I feel like I'm.
Okay, yeah, it's
hurting
like,
you both,
You're hurting.
yeah.
You're hurting my endorsement. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're like not buying Gatorade because of what Michael Jordan did. I get it.
Right, exactly. So yeah, and I've never seen Sneakers. I have no idea what it's about.
Well, you could do this next year, and if you've seen it by then.
And then you can do Spy Kids 2.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So now we need
you didn't delete it.
Jesus, dude.
You put all that effort
I am doing
into
it.
your grand revenge announcements, and then you didn't do the thing.
My God.
fucker.
Why was he your go-to of your reserve guy here?
Why am I your go-to?
Because John Fahey's flying out of town.
I love being your silver medal.
Okay. So now the people at home.
One's already been saved.
What was saved?
Red has already been saved by Jen Fenderlander.
All right.
And
There
so
you
now
go.
all we got to wait is for what's his name? The
Nihilism.
nihilism bot.
Jennifer just saved sneakers.
Fine.
Hey.
Cool.
All right.
North by
so
Northwest didn't get saved. I'm sad.
talk amongst yourselves. Maybe
right, let's
talk.
talk-
What's some
let's
stuff
talk
that
about-
didn't make your list? I'm going to put the
all right.
poll up.
So stuff that was on. I know we shared True Lies.
We shared
as
True
your
Lies.
list, and then
So
what do you do? Like a 90-second countdown?
we have 10 seconds left.
Only. Oh.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Whoa. Hey. Yo. Whoa. Whoa. Hey.
So let's refresh.
Let's refrench.
Where are we at?
Kingsman is still there.
Number 5.
How did-
Star Trek 6.
Whoa. Whoa.
Holy
Hey.
shit.
What?
9 votes for Star Trek 6,
That's
and
shocking.
you
Some
didn't even.
Cultured people.
Jen
I
Muro
didn't
didn't
even
even
vote
vote
for
for that herself.
Nice.
I wrote it for Red, which
Number
is also
4, Austin Powers.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3,
Yeah, baby.
Casino Royale.
All
So
right.
good.
Number 2, Captain America 2.
Yep.
And number 1, and I guess these trophies are just staying here.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
Kingsman,
There
Secret
it is.
Service.
Well, you know.
Congratulations, Adam. How do you feel?
Amazing.
Well, I know why I won, because it's the best fucking spy movie.
It really is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel great. I feel
It's
good.
good.
I feel
It's
great
It's
about
really
it too,
good.
actually.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
You
I
were-
can't.
you-
I
you
can't
earned
argue.
this one.
I feel good that I still have 6 trophies.
Yeah.
These are all
Someday.
mine.
They will go home.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a
was
really fun
fun.
episode.
Yeah, that was really good stuff.
Yeah. Do we have anything to plug before we get out of here?
Blast from the Past is on Friday. I was
Oh,
going
it's this
through-
Friday?
Yeah,
Oh,
Blast from the
okay.
Past is Friday. Really, really.
Mint on card.
Awesome.
You mean?
Yeah, mint on card. Fuck, man.
At
I
Blast from the
said a
Past.
million words tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mint
But
on
it
Card-
is on in Blast from the Past.
It is.
It's
that
there.
Blast from the Past.
Yeah.
It's a really, really great, unique show. Come to it. We got the Patty Wagon is our food truck. You ever have the
Nice.
Patty Wagon?
Uh-uh.
It's fucking dope. It's
No,
like
I've never
probably
had
the
it.
best burger truck out in LA.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
really excited about it.
Maybe we'll
Yeah.
come by.
Solid endorsement.
Should. We've got Chet Wild is dropping in.
I love Chet
Oh, can I drop in next month?
Next month? Yeah, I'll put you in right now.
Nice.
All right, perfect.
Because we got that fan coming out.
Absolutely. I've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'll have you already set up as one of my drop-ins. Bam.
Check me out on Mint on Card next month, everybody.
Check it out. September 9th, I want to say.
Maybe
September 9th.
8th, because our show is Wednesday the 6th. So
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, the 8th. Also on Saturday, if you're in LA, I'm at Nerd Melt doing Luck of the Draw. Nerd Melt is my favorite club to perform in.
Yes.
And the show is very unique. It's stand up, and then they just fucking roll dice, and you have to do whatever it tells you to do in the
that's
middle of your
awesome.
set.
Nice.
So if they're like, you have to do your set with the lights off, you have to do your set facing not the crowd. Like you have to turn around and do your set. It's fucking awesome. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. I really
sounds
enjoy
awesome.
that. And then Adam and I are performing together August 17th.
August.
at,
oh, yeah.
on the 17th, we need another show in Tarzana.
Tarzana.
Yeah, at the Dark Horse Tavern.
More
More
like
like
for
Farzana.
It is.
It's
It's
a real
very far.
far.
It's
Long
a trip.
drive.
Real
It's
far.
a trip. A real trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long drive.
Unless you're in Tarzana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're.
Unless you're in Tarzana, then come out.
yeah.
David Dilva came. He comes to a
Oh,
bunch
nice.
of shows, and he came out last time I was there.
Oh,
it was
nice.
really great. Real
That's
blast.
awesome. Jen, what do you
Oh.
got to plug?
Yeah. Well, Forces of Destiny more is coming out in October on Disney Channel. You can see 8 of the shorts now on YouTube. Justice League Action should be coming out. Look for my name on Cartoon Network, 7 a.m. on Saturdays.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, it's like one of the few
Yay.
Saturday morning cartoons that still exists, which is amazing. And Marvel Spider-Man, look out for that soon. And Stretch Armstrong, look out for that soon. And probably other things, but you could find me at Jennifer Muro on Twitter. So,
Nice.
there you go.
Let's do a list cast about best Saturday morning cartoons.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
now that'll actually remember everything about.
Yeah.
Rerun. Let's
do
do
it,
this
yeah.
again soon. Yeah.
Yes.
Danger. What do you got to plug?
Please follow us at Countless1000S on Twitter. We are playing we're playing the Alex Theater in Glendale on August 30th. The forecourt of the Alex Theater. It's going to be a free show. It's Countless Thousands, Memphis Vampires, and Raised by TV. It's also the first show that we're doing that we want to make like a repeating gig, like a Nerd Rockers Junior of sorts. That's just musicians in the Alex Forecourt Theater. It's free. Please come out. If I do well, I might be invited to be on the board for Glendale Arts, which I actually
I'm going to do
applied
whatever
for.
I can to bar that.
Yeah, please come on down because there's a lot of good things happening in the forecourt of the Alex Theater.
There sure is. August 23rd. Also at the Alex Theater, the first Unpop stand-up show. I mean, not the first ever.
It's a return.
We're back to doing.
Hey, don't
the
call it a
regular-
comeback.
What?
I was going to say it's the Spy Kids 2 of unpopular
It
opinion
is.
shows.
It's
Yeah.
exactly like that. It's August 23rd at the Alex Theater in Glendale. 7:30, the doors open. 8 p.m. show starts. It's a free show.
So
If you go
excited.
to eventbrite.com and search Unpops, you'll find it. And there you can reserve a spot. Even though it's free, space is limited. So go sign up so you can come watch the show.
Fuck yeah.
I'll be there.
Who's on the ticket?
It's me, it's Jeff, it's
Yes.
Quincy, Caitlin Cutt, Leah K. Janian, and Mo Mandel headlining.
Is it 21 and over?
No.
I don't think so. I think
No.
it's 18 and over.
18 over, okay.
Or
It's
probably
actually 14 plus.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no 9-year-olds in the
18 and
audience. Okay.
under.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of show.
Pretty sure those shows are all ages. There's just
18
also,
and under. Woo!
Oh yeah, 18 and under. So it does a cutoff.
God damn it. Oh my God. I've never seen somebody butcher a joke so hard, Danger. Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm not a comedian,
That's the
you
bit.
guys.
Yes, that's the bit. That's the bit. That's the whole bit.
We've
Your
just
face is so red.
we've stressed
I'm
out.
so happy.
We should
It's
get out
called
of
a
here.
shirt, Danger, okay?
No, it's
We should
called.
get
You're
outta
from
here.
the East Coast.
Danger.
Your shirt is unrustifaring itself.
Yeah.
That's how upset you are.
Danger. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Jen, say goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.
Jeff, say goodbye.
You get the Jenn Muro rookie card, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.